In this video, I'll be talking more about quadratic residue and Legendre symbol properties. And here I want to prove a theorem which is given as, if P is an odd prime, then the summation of the Legendre symbol is equal to 0, where A runs from 1 to P minus 1. And hence there are precisely P minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues and P minus 1 by 2 quadratic non-residues. We can see this in an example also. Let me to consider an example here. Let us take P is equal to 13, and if P is equal to 13, then in my last video we have seen which are the quadratic residues for 13, and in that case I have considered A as 1, 3, 4, 9, 10 and 12. Now these are quadratic residues, and quadratic non-residues of 13 are 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 11. These are quadratic non-residues. So now let us see if I want to verify this theorem. And we have also seen by the definition of the Legendre symbol that this symbol takes only two values. A by P takes either value plus 1 or it takes value minus 1. If A is quadratic residue, it takes plus 1. If it is non-residue, it takes minus 1. And in that above example, we can see there are 6 quadratic residues and there are 6 quadratic non-residues. So if I look at now in this example, and I want to verify now in this case summation A by P, we can run this value A from 1 to P minus 1. So from here we can see whenever A is 1, whenever A is 2, whenever A is 3. So we see here these are the values 4, 5, all are the values which are running till 12. And that means whenever I am going to substitute this value, so I am going to get this quantity as 1 by P plus so on up till plus 12 by P. And we know this value 1 by P because it is the quadratic residue. So this value is plus 1. The next value 2 by P because it is quadratic non-residue. So the next value is minus 1 and plus so on. So I will obviously get equal number of plus 1s and equal number of minus 1. So I will get 6 into plus 1 minus 6 into plus 1 and they will get cancelled out. This is equal to 0. And hence it talks about that there are P minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues. So it talks about that there are equal number of quadratic residues and equal number of quadratic non-residue. And here we can also note that P is an odd prime. So we note that P is an odd prime. This means P minus 1 is even. So if it is even, it is divisible by 2. So P minus 1 by 2. This is an integer. And in this case, there are equal number of integers. We can see that there are 6 integers in 13 which are quadratic residue, and again 6 integers which are quadratic non-residues. So please correct that this one is quadratic non-residue. Now we prove this theorem, and for the proof let me to consider a primitive root. So let R be a primitive root of P. Let R be primitive root of P, and we know that for every prime there exists a primitive root. So we can always consider a primitive root for P. And we also know, we have seen in my last video, I have added the link in the description box. If you consider the powers R1, R2 up till R to the power phi P, and in this case this value is P minus 1. These quantities are congruent to, these are congruent to integers 1, 2 up till P minus 1 in some order. In some order to, of course, modulo P. Modulo P. So in this case, that means I definitely want to now write, and the choice of A here also, for which we say that it is a quadratic residue or non-residue. So A also belong to the set 1, 2 up till P minus 1. This means I can say here that R raised to power K is congruent to A modulo P for some K, and K lies between 1 to P minus 1 because even the powers are running 1, 2 up to P minus 1. And using the result, we know that if A is congruent to B modulo P, this implies the Legendre symbol A by P is same as B by P. So I am using this property of the Legendre symbol, and using this property I can write now this previous congruence as A by P. This is same as R to the power K by P. Okay. And I've also done one more property. In this case, we can use another property that if A by P is a Legendre symbol, this is same as A to the power P minus 1 by 2 modulo p. This is also we can write, we did this property also in the last video, so I'm just using this property. So this means it is r to the power k whole to the power p minus 1 by 2. This is same as r to the power p minus 1 by 2 to the whole power k. So just replacing the power, this is congruent to minus 1 to the power k modulo p. Now we can consider this quantity as congruent to minus 1 to the power k because there are only two choices available for the Legendre symbol, and even for this expression. Either this expression is plus 1 or this expression is minus 1. We have seen in the definition only. So this expression we can take now this as minus 1 to the power k. And why I have kept this quantity as minus 1? Because we know that r is a primitive root. R is a primitive root. If r is a primitive root, this means r to the power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo p. And for every other smaller power, now if I take r to the power p minus 1 by 2, this should not be congruent to 1 modulo p. If this is congruent to 1 modulo p, in that case r will not be a primitive root. So the only choice now left for this case in connection with the Legendre symbol is that r raised to power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to minus 1 modulo p. So I'm using this case. So using this reasoning, we can replace this quantity by minus 1 to the power k. And from here we can see that this a by p is actually equal to r to the power k by p, and this whole quantity is congruent to minus 1 to the power k modulo p. Okay, so if this power of k, so we can note here, if this primitive r is a primitive root and then there is a power k, if this k is even, then this a by p Legendre symbol is 1. If this k is odd, then this Legendre symbol a by p, this is equal to minus 1. And we can say that this quantity Legendre symbol summation over a, which runs from 1 to p minus 1. Now this is simply summation over a from 1 to p minus 1. This value is r to the power k by p. And r to the power k by p, this quantity is congruent to summation k varying from 1 to p minus 1 minus 1 to the power k. So I'm just replacing because this is the Legendre symbol. So here we can simply replace this quantity, and there are equal number of plus 1, there are equal number of minus 1 because this quantity is even. So if this even is, the total sum is equal to 0. Hence we get the desired condition. Now this also allows us to give a test about finding the quadratic residue, because we know that from this remark, from this condition, we know that whenever a is a quadratic residue, it appear as the even power of the primitive root. And if it is a non-quadratic residue, if I'm going to get here minus 1, this means I am going to take it as a odd power. So this allows us to get a test also to check whether the number a, whether the integer a is a quadratic residue or a quadratic non-residue. Let us see this in an example. And in this example, let me to consider prime as 13, and 13 have 4 primitive root. I can see this phi of 13, there are 4, so this means it is phi of 12, and phi of 12 is 4. So I can write it down, there are 4 primitive roots of 13. And in this video, I'm not calculating the primitive root, but I'm just writing this from my previous table. We have already done lot of discussion on how to calculate the primitive roots, and the primitive roots are 2, 6, 7 and 11. These are 4 primitive roots of 13. Now let me to try the above test for any of the case. Let's take now for r is equal to 2. Let's consider a primitive root, and we know what is a prime. In this case, if I want to apply my previous theorem says that the summation of a by p, the total summation is a 0 when a runs from 1 to p minus 1. So, and in that result we have also seen that the summation of a by p, this is same as summation of r to the power k by p, and this quantity is same as minus 1 to the power k. This means a comes as some power of r, and in this case it depends upon k, because here it is minus 1 to the power k. For a particular primitive root r, if it is even power, it is a quadratic residue, because in that case I am going to get a plus 1. If it is a quadratic non-residue, I am going to get a minus 1. So let us see for r is equal to 2. In this case, Let's consider only the even power. So 2 to the power 4, this is congruent to 4. 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 3. 2 to the power 6, this is congruent to 12. 2 to the power 8, so we can calculate that this quantity is 9. These are not difficult to check these congruences. 2 to the power 10, so I can write it as 2 to the power 6 into 2 to the power 4, and hence I can reduce this quantity and this comes out to be congruent to 10. 2 to the power 12, this is congruent to 1, and we know that 1, 3, 4, 9, 10 and 12, these are quadratic residues of 13. These are quadratic residues of 13. So this allows us to check only the even powers of the primitive root. So once we know what is a primitive root, we only check, and this result is true for all the cases. But before I verify it for another primitive root, let me to give you the set which is quadratic non-residue. So this means what is the remaining now? Odd powers. So odd powers are 2 to the power 1, which is congruent to 2, 2 to the power 3, that is 8, 8 is congruent to 8, 2 to the power 5, 32, that is congruent to 6, 2 to the power 7, this is congruent to 11, 2 to the power 9, this is congruent to 5, and 2 to the power 11, this is congruent to 7. And in this case, these are the quadratic non-residues. So we know that if I consider this set 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 11, these are quadratic non-residues. These are quadratic non-residues of 13. Now let me to verify this case, and in fact it was sufficient enough to find from this test, because the whole of the elements, that is p minus 1 by 2. So if we know what is the prime, that in this case prime is 13. So if these are the quadratic residue, the remaining elements automatically become non-residue. So as such, as there is no need to find out this is sufficient enough to know which are quadratic residue or which are quadratic non-residue. One of the set can be found out, other can be easily written. But let me to verify now this result for another primitive root. We have verified this for a primitive root 2. Let's verify now for this primitive root 6. And hence we can pick up, this allow us to say that we can pick up any primitive root and the result is same for all the cases. So in this case, take the primitive root r is equal to 6, and now I want to consider only the even powers of 6. So let's again write 6 square, and here also the prime is 13. Okay, so 6 square is congruent to 36, 36 is congruent to 10, because 26 is divisible by 13. So then 6 to the power 4, which I can write it as 6 square into 6 square, which means I can write this as 36 into 36. 36 is congruent to 10 into 10, which is further congruent to 9. 6 to the power 6, so that I can write it as 6 to the power 4 into 6 square, which means this is congruent to 9 into 10, which means this is congruent to 90. 90 is congruent to minus 1, because 91 is divisible by 13, and minus 1 is congruent to 12 modulo 13. Let's take 6 to the power 8. 6 to the power 8 it can be written as 6 to the power 4 into 6 to the power 4, which is same as 9 into 9. This is same as 81. 81 is congruent to 3 modulo 13, because we can say that it's 78 is divisible by 13. Then in the similar way I can calculate 6 to the power 10. So which is 6 to the power 8 into 6 square. This is congruent to 3 into 10. This makes 30. 30 is congruent to 4 modulo 13. And I can check out the last quantity, 6 to the power 12, which is this quantity, that is 4 into 10, which is 40. 40 is congruent to plus 1. And this is, that's it, plus 1 modulo 13, because 40 minus 1, that's 39. So from here we can see that all those integers that we have just discussed are now again come up. So 1, 4, 3, 9, 10 and 12. So these are the integers which were the quadratic residues, and they are appearing in the even power of a primitive root. So let's write this 1, 3, 4, 9, 10, 12. So these are the quadratic residues of 13. So the result is not varying. It does not actually depend upon the primitive root. The only condition it depends is that we select a primitive root, and if we choose its even power, then we get the number which is in the reduced class is acting as a quadratic residue, and hence we can find out the quadratic non-residues also for that particular number.